into a pair of spandex like that. That's just not happening. It's not happening. I would never do it. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good evening. It is Monday night. Welcome to MCU Mondays. And I offended Andrew right off the bat. I guess he didn't want to see me in spandex either. Welcome to MCU Mondays. It is Monday night. I am your host, David. We're so glad you're with us tonight. With me, as always, is my co-host, Debbie. Debbie, how are you this evening?
Recovering from a tooth filling I didn't know I was getting today. Wasn't a cavity. It was back in the day, they used to fill your cavities with silver.
Oh, is that what that is? Yeah, I mean, I know what it is.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was going bad.
Like if you chew gum wrappers, it makes it.
I offended him. So evidently it was going bad, or I don't know what their excuse was, but they decided, hey, while you're here for your teeth cleaning, let's fill your or redo your filling. And I was like, oh.
But I don't want to redo my filling.
Because it's like, I have anxiety. So I was like, I had prepared myself for the cleaning. And then when they threw that in there, I was like, oh, holy hell. So I locked myself in my office today.
I think they do that on purpose now.
I don't know. I was not amused.
Back a long time ago, if you went in for a cleaning and they said, oh, you've got a cavity to fill, we need to schedule you an appointment to come in and fill that cavity. And then you'd have to go in like a week or two later to fill the cavity. Now I think when they're there, it's like, we got you in the chair already. You're locked in. You're going to have to fill this cavity.
Yeah, well, I don't mind that, I guess, because, I don't want to use up more PTO hours because, you have to use PTO hours if it's during the week. Yep. But yeah, it was just, it threw me off. And then, of course, the whole left side of my face was numb. So I locked myself in my office because, every time I tried to open my mouth, I would drool. Thank God I didn't have patience today. That would have been weird.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. The kids might have laughed and thought it was funny.
I want to talk about your talk with you for a minute.
Yeah, so, that's the kind of day I had.
I had a day off today. I took the day off. I didn't do much of anything. I went with Luke to the mall, and that was about it. But I had...
You had a good weekend, though.
I had a great weekend. I had an awesome weekend. We had Fan Expo this weekend. Ran into John Biscardi while we were down there. So caught up with him for a little bit. I guess Ethan Zapata was down there too. I didn't know he was down there, but I actually had a lot of friends that checked in on Facebook that were there. But geez, there was a news report that came out Saturday night. So the event was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Saturday night, there was a news article put out, and they said expected by the end of this thing that there would be around 60,000 people have gone through, and Saturday was every bit of 60,000 people. It would not surprise me at all. I got there. So they opened the doors at 9:30, I think, on Saturday morning. Kitty, don't you think about it. She's trying to jump up there. She's like, oh, I should jump up there. No.
Look, stuff for me to knock off.
But anyway, so they opened the doors at 9:30, but we got there at like 9 on Saturday morning. So we lost them again.
Is it storming there in Texas, or?
Not in my area, not yet. Anyway, but you've also got to think.
Fortnite?
He's about 3 hours south of me, so that's a. But anyway, so I still had to wait like an hour 45 to get to Maura Morrison's autograph. I had a friend of mine who was there on Saturday. And he was there, and he was in line to get Alan Tudyk's autograph.
Nice.
And Mom's playing Fortnite, isn't she? Mom, get off the Fortnite!
Actually, I was having some microphone issues, so I couldn't hear. So, and the usual Wi-Fi issues. Yes, those are definitely present. But
of course.
Well, you get that job, then maybe you can upgrade the internet.
Yeah, upgrade your internet.
Right? Yeah.
But so
it'll be so fast. I know what's happening in the future.
Yeah, that's right. But his daughter was there, and she was in line to meet Natasha, Sabine from the Ahsoka series, from Ahsoka, yeah. And she's big, huge Sabine fan, so she's in line for Sabine. Well, I get up to Tamora Morrison, and I asked they got the guy taking the money, then they've got the handler that you got to talk to for a minute, and then you get to go talk to him. The handler is basically there to say, what have you got to sign, and what color do you want it signed in, and all this other stuff. And so I got up, and I asked the guy taking the money, I was like, so it's $100 for the autograph? Yes. Well, what about a picture at the table? How much does that cost? Oh, well, it's $100 for, if you want the picture, then it's $100. If you want the autograph, it's also $100. So it's like, it would have been $200. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. Well, Natasha was only $80. All right. Hers was less expensive, which is fine. And we got done and we were having lunch, and I was like, man, I couldn't believe that was $100 and all I got was an autograph. And I mean, I took some pictures while I was standing in line, so that was cool. But and he said, yeah, I know Alan Tudyk was $100 and all I got was my DVD. He got his Firefly Blu-rays signed. He's got like this special edition Blu-rays for Firefly, and he got that signed. And then she gets up and she says, oh, well, I got up there and I got 2 pictures, a poster, and a selfie, and she signed my my DVDs as well. And I was like, what?
For how much?
How much did you spend? Because I only spent the $80. I'm like, what?
Y'all got gypped.
She goes, oh, I got up there and they just thought I was cute. And I was like, I'm going to go through the line again. I want her to, I need her with me so I can get a selfie. But hang on just a minute. And I'll show everybody this on Saturday too, just because, or on Thursday, I mean, because now I have my titanium diecast series Boba Fett signed by Jeremy Bulloch, Daniel Logan, and now Tamora Morrison. All 3 Boba Fetts. I have the trifecta on my Boba Fett action figure, and I am complete, and life is good. And if you would like me to sell it to you, piss off. Not happening. Not happening. But we are here. We are on MCU Mondays. We are here to talk about Daredevil.
What about for $80?
For $80? No, not happening. Not happening. That was. Do you realize?
But he's so cute.
In 2006 was when I got Jeremy Bulloch, or when I got Daniel Logan to sign it. Then Jeremy Bulloch was the next year in 2007. And it took me from 2007 to 2024 to finally catch Tamora Morrison and get him to sign my thing. So you're talking almost 2 decades I've been after this. So it's been a journey. It's been a journey. Mm-hmm. But anyway, all that being said, we are here to talk about Daredevil. And it was a good episode today. It was one of the cringy episodes. But you know what? Before we start talking about the episode, why don't we do our theme song first? How about that? So let's run the theme, and then we'll be back to talk about Daredevil. Here we go.
Oh no!
We lost him in the theme song.
I'm back.
Yeah, all right. So Daredevil. We kind of got a. How do we want to put this? This was a. I don't know if y'all remember me last week talking about the cringe moments of things, when they're doing medical operations and stuff like that, and I'm just like, this was one of those episodes. Good Lord.
Foot drilling?
Well, not just that. It wasn't just the foot. It was the foot drilling. It was when he pulled the blade out from his arm. What else happened? Oh, they stabbed the guy in the face with an ice pick. I mean, I was like, oh God, what else? What else is going to happen? Oh, geez, it was driving me nuts.
Now, see, this was one of my favorite episodes because I love that stuff. the cringe came at the end when Matt kissed Karen. I was like,
I was going to say, I was going to say that's your gag reflex right there.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And with the rain,
I threw up a little in my mouth.
and honestly, it all happened in the rain and everything, and I expected him to pull. Do you remember the scene in the Daredevil movie where he goes up on the rain and the sound from the raindrops? He can kind of see the reflection of her face. I was expecting them to pull something like that, and it didn't happen. But Karen's just kind of working her way up the ladder, isn't she? Because wasn't she trying to mess around with Foggy in the first season? Yeah. She and Foggy were kind of.
Yeah. We all know what I think of Karen. So.
But anyway, I think Andrew. All right, Andrew, are you still having issues? I think he still is.
Yes, I'm having microphone issues right now.
Okay, well, so long as you can still hear us, we're good. Yeah. But you start with the Irish. Oh, and even when the Irish guys are trying to find Frank, and they shot the one guy in the knee or in the elbow. He shot him in the elbow. I got 2 knees, 2 ankles, and another elbow, and I got 5 shots left. I'm like, dude. They were merciless.
What a great episode.
It was like that scene in RoboCop where they just shot him and blew his arm off and shot his hand and all that. Oh, God. It was horrible.
Yeah, when he shot that one guy in the face.
Yeah.
Oh. And they actually showed it. I was like, oh, nice.
Who's on? Oh, no, nobody's on.
No, that's Andrew.
That's Andrew.
That's me.
Yeah, that's fine. You still sound fine. You're good.
We'll accept it.
Okay, you can hear me good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like it. I don't agree with it, but I accept it.
I don't like it either, but I don't know what's going on.
That's what I always like to say to the people who, you like the sequel trilogy. I don't necessarily like it. I don't agree with it, but I accept it because it's Star Wars. That's what you need to think. Anyway, this is Thursday night's conversation. We'll talk about that then. So they're looking for Frank. They finally catch up with him in his. Well, they don't catch him. They're looking for. They find his apartment. And they finally hunt him down. They capture him, and then the torture starts, which is Frank acting tough, and
well, Finn was a bit of an asshole.
Well, and two, you got to think too. They don't even know who he is, but when they find his apartment, he saw something on the map. He goes, "Oh, I know who he is now."
Yeah, I think they were tickets to Central Park, like for the carousel.
Okay.
I think that's what tipped him off, because I did see Central Park and it looked like a ticket, and I think, spoiler alert if you don't already know, that's where his family was murdered.
If you don't know the origin stories of the Punisher by now,
the hell's wrong with you?
His family was killed.
It's kind of like Batman, except instead of the. That's kind of like Batman, but in the Flashpoint paradox. The father survived, but the wife and kid didn't. And of course, Matt, they get him, they're torturing him. They want to know where the money is. That was good too. I loved it. It was good because he says initially, when at the very first scene, when he stabs the guy in the face, they're at a funeral or a wake or whatever, and they're toasting all of these guys, and the head guy comes in and says, "Oh, he got my son, and he's got my money. I want my money back, $1 million, $1.5 million or whatever." And he holds up the guy's hand, showing that he had cut his hand off because he had it in one of those cool little James Bond
handcuff to the briefcase.
James Bond briefcase kind of things where it's handcuffed to him and he can't ever let it go, kind of thing. And then of course they get into the van and you see the briefcase and it's got a bloody handcuff on it, so it's like, he cut his hand off, he got it.
And then they went boom.
And then they went, "Yeah, it's here. It's all here. Wait, there's something else." Boom. And he blew all of them up and the money.
He's very thorough.
Yeah. And that's when he pulled so they had him tied up. This was one of those cringe things. They had him tied up. They've got this drill out. And he's just egging him on. He's like, you think I look scared? I'm not scared. You don't scare me, blah, 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 blah. And then they take this drill and they drill his foot. They drill a hole in his foot, and blood and crap are just and he's screaming in ungodly pain. And I'm just like, I gotta turn this off. Now I couldn't turn it off because I had to finish watching the episode, but jeez.
And Debbie's like, give me more.
Yeah, this is my type of episode.
Yeah.
You're just waiting for it to happen to Karen.
Yeah, for me, it's one of those. It's one of those. You gotta watch like this,
Well, Karen's trying to find out who he is. And she started doing stuff again to where I was like, Karen, you're going to get... You know what she reminds me of? You know who she reminds me of? She reminds me of Lois Lane from the DC. She's always like, I've got to find out, and I'll go to any means necessary. And if that means breaking into the bad guy's house where there's probably a booby trap or something and it's going to get me in trouble, I've still got to... I got to have that story. I got to figure it out. And I'm like, would you just stop it? You're going to get yourself or other people hurt.
I thought for sure she was going to get the nurse George killed. Because that's, she kind of disappeared when they were all in the office. She disappeared on Foggy and Matt. And she took the file with her.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, damn it. Here we go again.
Karen's just... Karen
matching the name. Oh, did I say that out loud?
Yeah. What's your mom's name?
Oops. I can't confirm or deny.
Oh no!
I'm just kidding.
So anyway,
I'm just kidding.
But they were talking too about the bullet being still in him, brain damage, and were they talking about that in this one? Or was that the?
No, well, they're at the office. They were talking about it, and she was saying, we got to find out what's up with this guy, and yada yada yada. Causing trouble like normal.
Matt, we've got actual clients here that need our help. Actual non-felon clients. And then Foggy disappeared into the office. He didn't really do much this episode.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed. I'd rather see Foggy than Karen.
Yeah, but Foggy is kind of egging on the whole Karen Matt thing because he's grinning at it and smiling, and he's happy about it.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Somebody is. I thought he had more chemistry with Claire Rosario Dawson.
Karen. Yeah.
Well,
Claire. Yeah.
And we'll find out at the end of this episode that somebody else is coming that's really going to have a lot more chemistry with him. So,
if I remember correctly, I don't like her.
You're not supposed to. She's an anti-hero.
That's the point.
But I don't even like her and Matt together. I just now
who do you like with?
I'd be more shocked if you said you liked her.
Who do you like with Matt? Come on.
I just said Claire.
Oh.
I thought him and Claire was a good match. She'd be there anytime he got shot up or something.
I thought, like, what do you need?
Now, I liked the Elektra, don't shoot me, but I liked the Elektra in the Ben Affleck movie. But this one, I don't like her. I don't know why. Probably because she causes a lot of trouble later on. Especially in season 3, I think. She causes a lot of...
But what's really getting me to is, you're taking a lot of time now to introduce more and more of the heroes, and you don't really have a villain that they're all going after. That was one of the things that I used to watch the Flash TV show that was on the CW. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the big things that really irritated the crap out of me was like, okay, you're introducing Flash, and then you got to introduce Plastic Man, and you got to introduce what's her name? You basically are introducing all of these characters, and it becomes Team Flash. It's like, I don't want it. I'm watching a show called The Flash. I'm not watching a show called Team Flash.
Well, I liked Team Flash when they were small.
Cameos once in a while is fine, but
and then then he got married, and then it became
the Iris
I swear to God,
show.
It did. It became her show, and I was just like, can we have stories that don't surround around her?
Can we have stories about the Flash on a show called The Flash? Maybe.
It'd be nice.
So, it's just a thought. Just a thought. But now you do intend to have dinosaurs on your dinosaur tour, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost time to do my yearly rewatch of Jurassic Park.
I actually just watched it the other day. How about that?
Today is the 2-year anniversary of Dominion. Actually,
I haven't even. Honestly, I haven't even seen that one yet.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Fallen Kingdom, and I haven't seen the third one in the new trilogy. So,
Yesterday, I spent the day watching the Hobbit trilogy prequels.
Extended cut.
Lord, no. I did that with. I have offended him.
That's the only cut that exists. Only cut.
I did that with the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
The Hobbit's not even worth watching, period. It's horrible.
And I watched all of the extended versions, and I thought, oh my God, this is so freaking long. I mean, the movies themselves are super long, and then you get into the extended cut, and they're almost 5 hours long. I'm just like,
yeah,
I wasn't
Return
doing
of the
that
King
with
is
the Hobbit.
4, yeah.
I wasn't doing that with the Hobbit.
I did watch Jaws this weekend.
I did that a couple weeks ago.
But I watched the Comic-Con.
My aunt just got me the Jurassic Park book. So I've never read it. So
you're missing a treat there. You're gonna lose a lot of respect for the movie once you read it, and especially because there's a lot of the stuff in the second movie that actually happens in the first book.
And the book ends differently.
Just 2 books,
the book ends a lot differently. Yeah.
But I still love the movies.
Well, I heard there, I heard it was kind of one of those books where they had to make those changes for the movie, or the movie would have been weird or something like that.
Well, kids wouldn't have been able to go see it for one.
Kids wouldn't have been able to go see it. There was a lot of what do they call it? Exposition within the book, and especially like when they're hunting not when they're hunting, but when they're at the computers and they're looking and counting dinosaurs and trying to figure out how many exactly are there. And it was just
so
like,
my mom should probably proofread it first, and then I can read it. So black out the pages that I have to
you can't read that word. That's a dirty word.
I think you're okay. You're old enough. You don't need the redacted. You don't need the redacted version.
I own Game of Thrones, so that should tell you.
Oh Lord,
you're fine.
House of Dragons comes on Sunday. Season 2.
I started watching Game of Thrones, but I only got about 2 minutes into the first episode, and then I had to turn it off because the kids came home.
Game of Thrones or House of Dragons?
Game of Thrones. I haven't seen Game of Thrones yet. How am I going to watch House of Dragons when I haven't seen Game of Thrones yet?
Well, House of Dragons is a prequel, so you could watch it first and then watch Game of Thrones.
I don't watch the Star Wars trilogy prequels first.
Yes, thank you.
I watched them OT first, so I will watch Game of Thrones first. I'm just saying too.
I was giving you options.
I don't want to. I don't want to.
It is interesting.
Ruin things.
House of the Dragon is interesting because it's based off of one book, Fire and Blood, and they're planning to do 4 seasons out of that. Versus Game of Thrones was 1 season per book. But I do think with this specific story, with all the time jumps, I think it's good to do the multi-season.
Well, then Game of Thrones, he still hasn't finished the book.
So. Exactly, yeah.
And he's mad because they changed things. It's like, that's your fault, George.
Yeah.
You've had how many years to finish this book now? What are you doing?
Yeah. Gosh, yeah.
And
he's got another book.
Like
this isn't even it's not even the last book in the series. He's planning to write another one.
How old is this man? He's old.
When I have grandkids, you know.
He's not going to be alive to finish the last book.
He's going to have to be like J.R.R. Tolkien and have it. He'll have to have his kid finish it for him.
Yeah.
Does he have a kid?
Or like Wheel of Time. Or like Wheel of Time, pass it on to another author.
Well, they had Michael Crichton had a couple of 2 or 3 books that were written. Posthumously? Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Oh, because he died. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I just got his new book, Extinction, and James Patterson put it together.
Finished it. Filled in the holes.
Yeah, finished it. So,
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Good author.
So,
I like Jason Patterson.
So
anyways, back to Daredevil. As always, we go down that rabbit hole.
We've got we got Matt getting some new armor, if you will, from the armorer.
From Mr. Potter.
And he's he seems a lot more relaxed now, a lot less stressed out. I mean, even though he tells Matt, he's like, there's weird stuff going on out there. Even I've started wearing stuff. You haven't been making stuff for anybody else, have you? No, I don't do that anymore, except for you.
Yeah.
Exclusive tailor. Best kind.
And then Karen breaks into Frank's old house and finds out. Well, she knows he has a family. She doesn't know what's happened. But
you kind of get like, okay, in the last episode, you had Frank and Matt on the roof, and Matt's chained to the thing, and that you've just kind of got this back and forth between them, where Frank was basically in charge of the conversation and telling him what he wanted to hear, and then it's kind of a role reversal in this one, to where Matt has just rescued Frank. He beat the crap out of the Irish guys holding him. Frank shot the one guy in the face point blank with a shotgun, which was
nice,
brutal. But then it's like they're back together again, and Frank kind of spills his guts as to why he's doing what he's doing. He spills it to Matt.
A little bit. He doesn't give the whole story.
Yeah.
But just enough that it gave the impression that his daughter died. But that was it. Not as to how or why, or that his son and wife also died.
Yeah. And then, of course, you had Matt telling the cop, you make the collar. Matt, of course, gets out of it again. Matt,
of course.
I think Matt's trying to pull a Bruce Wayne here, and Hell's Kitchen has the cops. The cops are back in force now. You don't need me anymore. Get a promotion. Get your commendation.
But I wonder how Brett, the cop, explained that to his partner.
How did we catch Frank?
Yeah.
Because his partner was standing there, with her gun over Frank, and then she just watches him let, Daredevil go. I mean, if I didn't know anything, I'd be going, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
So I wonder if he had to bribe her, or maybe he knew.
He probably just told her, he was like, look, I'm going to take the, he sounds like any red-blooded American would. I'm going to take I want the accolades on this one.
Mm-hmm. Nobody has to know Daredevil was even here.
Yeah. I'll bring you up
for ourselves.
I'll bring you up with me. Yeah. We got it.
This is true.
And that doesn't require a bribe really of any kind. That's more of a,
unless she's crooked.
Yeah.
But I don't think she is.
So, but we get basically Matt trying to tell him, look, the cops need to be back in control of things. You're a good cop. You make the collar, you get in control of things. And give Hell's Kitchen back to the people, kind of thing. So I think Matt is, and it's almost like you're ready for season 2 to be finished at this point, it's almost like they kind of wanted to end season 2 right there, because it's almost like, okay, well, Frank's off the street. The the
Irish mob.
Irish guys, yeah, they're mostly all dead. Their leader's dead anyway. So,
well, we gotta have the whole
everything
trial.
Everything ends kind of on a happy note. So it's like, Hell's Kitchen's going back to the cops. Matt walked out of this episode with little or no blood drawn. I don't think he beat those guys up, but I don't think he drew any I don't think there was any blood drawn from him. How about that? He didn't get the crap beat out of him anyway. So, it was like, oh, all is well. And then Matt goes home after securing a date with Debbie. I love your face. It does that every time we start to mention her. She's getting a little sneer on her face.
We should just that's how we say her name now. Matt had a date with
Karen. Ugh.
So Matt secured a dinner date with Karen and had a lovely
swap spit
romantic moment.
Yeah, they didn't swap spit. They just kissed lightly. Still enough to gross me out. That's what the cringe was.
It was very romantical. It was very romantical.
If you say so.
It was in the rain. All he needed to be doing was hanging upside down, and it would have been perfect.
That's what I thought.
I'm completely 100% convinced that the most romantic kiss anyone could ever have is in the rain. So I guess next time it starts raining, I need to take my wife outside and give her a big kiss, and that's romantic.
Why'd you take me out in the rain, David?
Yeah, exactly.
Get rid of my hair and makeup, damn it. My $300 dress.
No. It will be more like, I'm not going out there. Are you crazy? It's raining. Ain't you ever heard ain't got enough sense to come in out the rain?
Struck by lightning.
It's struck by lightning. So anyway.
That's what makes it romantic, yeah.
And then, of course, Matt gets home, and here's our friend Elektra. And he even says Elektra, and you're like, ooh, how does he know her? Which I kind of started watching in fact, I let it roll over a little bit into the next episode, so I'm not going to give away too much.
Treason.
I know.
Do you need a trial? Yeah.
I'm a horrible
David
person.
trial. Yeah.
Elektra. So we've got Elektra coming up now. Frank's in jail. Elektra has resurfaced from somewhere. Somewhere in Frank's past, or not Frank, Matt's past. So there you go.
I wonder what it is.
A lot of blood and guts and screaming in this episode. This is like one of those. There was an episode of The Big Bang Theory where all the girls were sitting down reading the comic books that the boys liked, and they said, "Did you get done reading already?" And they were like, "Yeah." I mean, literally, there was one whole page that just said "Kadoom." So that was kind of like this. There's like these big just one page shots where it's Matt beating somebody up, or Punisher getting a hole drilled in his foot, things like that.
Well, then, Frank took out quite a few too. He took out quite a few there at the park, at the carousel, and
then when he got his hands on that shotgun, that was great. I mean, he shot that one guy in the face, and that was fine. But I mean, he was just he was just, no look. Yeah. I know that guy's there.
He did a Han Solo.
I can do that. Yeah.
I can do that. Yeah, that's not a big deal.
Yeah,
not a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, Han Solo. Speaking of Han Solo, Debbie, I got my Han Solo blaster at Comic-Con this weekend.
I thought you were going to tell me Harrison Ford was there, and I was going to be pissed.
No. Harrison.
Do not tell me.
Yeah, I got this picture.
Autograph.
No, I did the picture. But no, Harrison Ford was not there, but I did get my Han Solo blaster. I just need the what do you call it? The belt and holster. And I will have my cool little Han Solo cosplay, and I will, you know what? When I get it all done, I will do an episode of Cantina Happy Hour dressed as Han Solo. How about that?
Nice.
It'll be awesome. It will be awesome.
You know what? Maybe I should plan to head out to Dallas in October for FanFest.
FanFest. We'll have all James and Matt and
I didn't even know that.
Ashley will all be there. All three of those, I think, are going to be there. I think they're all slotted. So
I'll start saving up my pennies now, so hopefully I have enough.
Tell Mom you need to borrow the car.
Allowance.
You're going to go visit Grandma for the weekend. So anyway, did we miss anything, Debbie?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, a lot of boom bang bing. Not a whole lot of exposition in it. Exposition? Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, there was some talky talk, but not as much as there was last episode.
No, last was a lot of talky talk. This one wasn't that much talky talk.
This one had a pretty good balance of the pew pew.
Yes.
Blood.
It was
talking.
It was a Michael Bay episode. We shall refer to them as such from now on, the Michael Bay episodes. So, or the John Woo. John Woo likes to do that too. So, okay. Shameless plugs. What do we got?
Tuesday, Sith Dominion. Wednesday, we should have a new episode of War of the Stars. Thursday, we are back with episode 3 of The Acolyte. If you missed last week's podcast, we had a blast. It was so fun. Hopefully, everybody can make it back this week.
There was a lot of chats on that one. Oh, and just to add to that, you need to be here Thursday for the Cantina Happy Hour, because I am going to announce I got some cool stuff at the con this weekend, and we're going to be doing a giveaway. We won't be doing it on Thursday, but we will announce it on Thursday. So, and I'll have I can show you all the cool stuff that I got, and I'll be doing another giveaway. It's going to be great. No, Andrew, I'm cannot
win. I'm going to be retiring, so I can participate. I'm retiring. I have announced I'm quitting.
I'm quitting for 2 weeks.
Giveaway, I'm coming back.
And then Saturday we have the Geek Gauntlet. And I think that's it.
That's it? Oh. We'll be back Monday for another episode of Daredevil.
Episode 5.
Find out what this Elektra thing's all about. You can't do that face. No, that's the Karen face. That's not the Elektra face.
I'm sorry. Like I said, I mean, it has been a while since I've seen this series, but I swear I remember I do not like her.
You know what I think it is? I think it's a queen bee attitude with you, Debbie. I think that's what it is. Is you get these male characters that you just fall in love with, and when somebody else that's on screen that actually has some kind of connection with them, you're like, that's my man.
No, I like Claire.
You stay away.
I like Claire.
But he doesn't have any kind of emotional attachment with Claire. So
when he did in the beginning, I was all for it. I was very disappointed when
if they had grown and nurtured that, you would have started to hate Claire. I guarantee it.
No, I like Claire.
I think that's just the way
She's
it is.
mine.
You probably hated Princess Leia in Star Wars because she had a thing for Han Solo, huh? Like, oh, that's my man. You stay off.
Probably.
How dare you bounce around in that gold bikini thing?
Hey, I was a teenager. I was very possessive back then.
Don't you look at her. Don't look at her. Get your lips off of him.
Well, what can I say?
Oh man,
that's okay. I'm probably the same way, but anyway. Andrew, you got anything shameless plug wise? Red 5 or anything?
Not a whole lot. Yeah. So for the Red 5 Network, there's a book club, and we are currently reading The Living Force by John Jackson Miller. We took this week off, so we'll be doubling up next week. And if you want to join, if you're currently reading, look up Red 5 Reading on Twitter and shoot Nicole a DM.
What are you reading? I missed it. Oh, The Living Force. The Living Force.
The Living Force, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I know I'm going in and out.
I'm very far behind them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? You got an extra week to catch up because we did not discuss this week. So,
yeah, you were locked in your office all day today with no patience, just drooling. You could have read.
Yeah. Could have read 20 chapters today.
I was doing paperwork and trying to stay awake because I did not get a lot of sleep last night. And, and then, the numbing made me.
And then the drugs.
Well, I didn't have any drugs, just the numbing. But the numbing made me feel crappy.
Oh, no, Novocaine's not a drug?
No. Well, yeah, but it doesn't.
Ooh, I also have a date with Karen this Saturday, so I'm excited about that. Looking forward to it.
With your mom?
Just a joke, Debbie. Just a
joke. He's trying to get you mad.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
With your mom? Weirdo?
No. I have son and daughter dates with my kids. As a matter of fact, I think I'm not sure, but I think this weekend Inside Out comes out.
Inside Out Part 2.
Yeah, and I think my daughter and I are going to have a
daughter date.
Mommy-daughter date and go see that. And she's been dying to take me to Costco and spend thousands of dollars probably. And
Costco.
What's wrong with Costco?
Yeah, we got a pretty good weekend plan. We're going to go to Costco, maybe Walmart, possibly Bed Bath & Beyond. Don't know if we'll have enough time, though. We'll have to see.
Hey, I've never been to Costco. I mean, I assume it's like Sam's Club, but...
Exactly like Sam's Club.
Fight me.
We got to get some new wallpaper.
That kind of thing.
Pick out some new paint. Oh, busy day.
If we're feeling really, really saucy, we're gonna go to PetSmart and look at the adoptions.
Oh, I'd get in trouble with that. I'd probably come home with 20 cats.
Well, that was one of the things Samuel did this weekend. Was he came home with a cat
for my parents. Oh man!
I mean, I've already got this asshole to put up with.
Yep.
But what would make it even better? What would make it even better is if it actually rains and I can stay and read my good book by the fire
in a van down by the river. Unless you have a job by then you'll be working. So, all right, ladies and gents, thank you for watching. Don't forget to check us out on all the social medias: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, however you want to call it these days. Also on YouTube at Geek News Now Official. Don't forget to check out our website, geeknewsnow.net. A lot of awesome content out there. There's articles being cranked out all the time. It's a lot of good stuff. Check it out. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Hit that little bell for notifications so that you know when we go live. We will see all of you next week right here on MCU Mondays. Y'all have a great week.
Shit! Language. No one else is going to deal with the fact that Cap just said language. I know. For gosh sake, watch your language. That's not going away anytime soon. You bet your ass.
Steve, you said a bad language word.
Did you tell everyone?
Out with the platinum bastard.
Steve doesn't like that kind of talk.
You know what, Romanoff? Fury, you son of a bitch.
Ooh, you kiss your mother.